access control is a very, very important topic. And in any framework, in any standards, there's going to be always a domain related to access control. Even things like zero trust, which we will talk about later on, we want to learn how to implement zero trust. You will see that it's actually the first requirement is the access control. So I just want you to be clear about how to implement access control in any company. And your assignment in this specific session will be to create an access control policy. So the end of this session should be, you should be able to create an access control policy. Now, let me ask you guys, what does it mean to have an access control? So first of all, why do we implement access control in our company? Is it to provide confidentiality? Is it to provide integrity? Is it to provide availability? What do you think? Access control provide which security element? Exactly, confidentiality. Because when you implement access control, you prevent unauthorized access. So the main purpose of access control is to make sure whoever have access, need to have access to some information, you will provide it for him. But who should not access those information, he can't. Okay. The point here is that some people think that access control is just to assign a password. So if you assign a password on different system, different database, different application, now you have an access control. Because you were able to control who can see what. You will put a password and you will share this password who should have access to those data, right? So a lot of people think about access control is just to implement a password. By the way, I'm not the one who implements the password. This is done by IT, but the concept of access control, is it also only to implement password? It's not. Access control actually is implementing 3 different elements. And you have to understand them and you have to include them inside your policy. If I want to implement an access control in my company, I need to implement 3 different elements. It's called the IAAA. Identification, authentication, authorization, and accounting. Sorry, for the different element, IAAA. So first of all, I need to have an identification. What does it mean? When you log into any system, are you logging only using a password, or are you logging using a username and password, or email and password? If you log into your email, if you log into your bank account, is it only the passwords that we are using, or we need to have an ID and password? Exactly. And is the ID secret? I mean, when you write your ID, it could be your email and ID, but it's not secret. Because when you write it down, it's showing as letter, not as a star. So it doesn't seem that the IT part or the email is a secret part. The password is a secret part. And they always ask you not to share the password. So what is the purpose of having the ID? Why should I use an ID and password? Why not just using a password to log into system? No, it's not a permission, it's the identification. Let's say that if we all depend only on password, our system, we log in only on password, we don't use any ID. If someone of you did something wrong, how can I figure out who messed up the system, who stole the information? How can I know if we just are using the password to log in? So the ID is for identification. I cannot know people by password, even if I'm the system admin. I cannot know who have a password. I can reset your password, but I cannot know each one of you what is his or her password. So the identity is just for accountability. Because when you log in using your ID and password, if you did something wrong, I can get from the logs that this gentleman did this wrong by his ID. Okay, so first of all, any system should have an identification and a password. You have to keep that in mind because later on you will learn how to audit. So when you go and see that this company are only using password for authentication, it's a finding, it's a gap, right?